Okay, hey, Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Conscious Economics and Urban Farm Project. Anyway, I'm waiting on a friend of mine right now, and I need to kind of bring the windows down. I'm trying to. So anyway, just wanted to talk a few things about, like I had this visual this morning, and kind of like about where I've been at since my brain cancer. And we could talk about how, like I've done everything spiritually, like under the sun in 50 years. I grew up in a family that were out of this world, and so I've had less box training, than most. And the thing is like we end up boxing ourselves in. So I had this visual this morning of me being in this box and literally taking my arms and feet and since my brain cancer, trying to push the barrier out, and even cutting out doorways and windows and all kinds of other things. So anyway, so I've been thinking a lot about that this morning. And that, that's all I've been doing, really. I mean, it's not chopping wood and carrying water. It's like trying to push, the walls out a little further. And not really even, getting out of the box. And then, like I was kind of shown, some of these spiritual practices that I dabbled in, like 30 years ago. The eggshell practice, where you imagine you have an eggshell around you, and then anything in it, you punch it out, and then you plaster it back up, and then you kind of seal yourself in. That was wrong. Balls of golden light over yourself. Wrong. Because what am I protecting myself from? Because, in shamanism, we charge our systems. We generate power and charge our systems. We don't need to put the energy on the outside as a protective shield. And so I was kind of shown, like these kinds of practices actually have created a box that has been a part of the creation of the box that I'm stuck in or I'm locked in, because of that whole mindset of, me being inside, or having to operate from the inside of, and having to have some kind of enclosure around to protect me. And one thing I learned about, 20 years ago is that you never want to put any kind of protection, energy or medicine or any of that stuff around you, because it increases, the energetic output, like a neon sign that says, come over here, come over here and take my light away. Come over here, I've got something, and the people who are, running a reptile program, that includes a lot of people who've been drug addicts, and a lot of other people that, alcoholics, and just different people, they don't know how to actually increase their own light. And so they end up, more reptilian, looking for people who have more light. But it's a false light. It's a protection shield. It's not light. And then you don't really have anything to offer. They get attracted to you, and they basically, beat the poop out of you on multiple levels to get what you have. But the thing is, like, you don't have anything. And then in the end, they end up angry. So, it's like a whole, like, falsifying whole energy fields, and, agreements and all kinds of stuff. Gets a little crazy. So, I was thinking about, what would be a better mechanism And I think it goes back to a lot of what Lujan Matus said, in one of the interviews that I did with him, is that you don't have any control over this reality. And so you have to let it, go through you, in you, out you, like waves of energy without any kind of control mechanisms. That's the best that you can do. But also through that, you're experiencing it. You're not shutting yourself off or closing yourself off to certain experiences. So it's very interesting because, with this whole box thing, and it's showing you trying to push the edges out or trying to manufacture doorways and all this other stuff, trying to create room and space. Instead of just going, like, I don't really need the structure at all, but I spend so much time trying to, reconstruct the dwelling that I'm trapped in on some level energetically, instead of, stepping out of it or escaping, creating a window and escaping out the window. Or, getting that doorway open instead of spending all that time trying to put a doorway on it and protect it all energetically or seal it and enclose it, which is a tomb. So how do you get over? So, a lot of these put a ball of light around you and all these other practices that seal you in are actually causing the poverty, are actually causing blocking of interaction in this reality, so that you can figure out actually how to manage this reality. I mean, we're spending spiritual fear by, enclosing ourselves as protection mechanisms and walling ourselves off from the experience. Now, am I saying the experience is safe? Hell no. This reality is not safe. It is not a good reality. It's not a nice reality. And I'm not really sure, how much this reality will change, before, I head out. My focus still is on, how to take my body and bypass this world, so I don't end up in the heaven experience or any other controlled scenarios. So that's where I am moving towards. I'm moving towards, complete freedom on all kinds of different levels to bypass the systems that exist, which is, good to have seen myself in this box, just trying to move the walls and make it bigger. And I realized, like, this morning, like, I'm going at this, like, all wrong. And I mean, I know a lot of the spiritual stuff on this planet is just wrong. I know that a lot of it has been put here, product placement, so that people get lost and confused in it. And, if you do escape the more astringent belief systems like religion and whatever else, like, and you move out of the box, then the spiritual, metaphysical ones will trap you in a whole other sense. And those ones trap you yourself. They don't trap you because you're, looking to be saved by someone else or, praying to somebody else. But most of those teach you how to trap yourself in your own, stuff. So, just been thinking this morning about some things. And I think it'll be a really good day for me to, like, process what they showed me and kind of process, like, how I try to expand in this reality, but then the expansion goes badly, and that the walls come back to where the original, four-wall structure was, and even the doors will vanish and the windows, and it'll become more like a tomb. And so I've got to, like, process how, process that. So there might be a second video on this. So the boxed in reality is probably what I'll call this. But so that way I can, you know, basically think about it. So I'm going to think about it a lot today. I'm going to process what they showed me today. And, you know, if I come up to any, you know, ground conclusions, I'll report back. All right, everybody, have a great day. Conscious of Economics and Bridget Ling Dolgoff. Peace out.